And my name is Marvis. I'm the host and my colleague.
My name is Habib Safari.
Okay, today we are going to have a deep dive discussion on if there's a bias from the Balon d'Or on African players. So, Hadif, 2012 Didier Drogba, 2009 Eto'o, 2005 Drogba again. 2012 Chelsea won the Champions League final and Didier Drogba finished fourth. 2009 I think Eto'o won Champions League that season and he finished fifth. 2005 Didier Drogba's first prolific season in the Premier League. I believe he scored about 29 goals also. She finished 8th in the Balon d'Or. And most recently, Mo Salah, last season, he finished 5th, I think so 5th. He was the highest goal scorer in the Premier League. Liverpool won the Premier League. Do you feel there's a bias against African players most times when they're ranking the Balon d'Or?
Yes, there's a very big bias. For my even this conversation is not going to take that long because it's obvious that there's a very big bias on African players to win the Balon d'Or. Now, since after George Weah won it, I think whether 1994 or 1995, no African players ever even come out top 3 before. No African players come out top 3 to say, okay, this player came out top 3 to win the Balon d'Or. Now you ask why? Why are African players not nominated to win this award? FIFA as a whole have seen AFCON as a very underrated tournament.
Yes.
You understand? Now, you mentioned those players and mentioned their club achievement. If you check very well, they didn't add or there was no how will I put it? FIFA didn't recognize that there's a tournament called AFCON. It is not measured as the way they measure Euros very big. They don't measure AFCON as they measure Copa America very big. They see AFCON as just a small children play that maybe 11 players are coming to do on the pitch. When they are done, they will go back home. If for adventure they rate AFCON as they rate other tournaments like the Euros or Copa America, I'm not sure our players will be looked at because Messi won the, what do you call it, Balon d'Or, which era? During the World Cup era, because they were the best that, he carried the World Cup and the rest of them. If, let's take for example, when Osimhen won Skidadu with what are they calling them? Napoli.
Yes.
With Napoli. He won, let's say he won something with Napoli. And then he now carried AFCON that same year. I will put it to you.
No,
I said if, just imagine that he carried AFCON that same year. I will put it to you that they will not give Osimhen the Balon d'Or award.
Yes, he finished 8th that season and that was Napoli's first Scudetto.
Yes.
For about 50 years or so.
I will put it to you that they will not give it to Osimhen.
Yes.
Why? Because the AFCON tournament is underrated.
Yes. Ademola Lookman too, with his mind for Atlanta. He won African Player of the Year.
Yes.
I wonder why will the best player in Africa finish 8th in the It's somehow the ranking is poor.
There's a very big, even when it comes to their media rounds and the rest of them, have you ever seen them push African football like when they push Euros?
No.
They don't push the AFCON. Like this, they don't even push the AFCON as when they push Euros or even the Copa America. Why? Why is this so? I mean, I just feel that when it comes to football, FIFA has turned an eye away from Africa compared to other continents. Whether it's the Euros or the Copa America or European player or the South American player, they always look to that angle compared to that of African. So yes, the bias, the unfairness, the injustice on African players on our African tournament is very big.
Now let me say something because I still want to get something clear because when Victor Osimhen won the Scudetto with Napoli. Now, he was the highest goal scorer in Serie A that season. He won the Scudetto with them. Then, Mo Salah did the same thing with Liverpool that season. Last season, he won the Premier League. He was the highest goal scorer in the league and the rest of them. Now, Mo Salah finished 5th. Fifth or 4th in Balon d'Or ranking. While Osimhen, doing the same thing Mo Salah did, finished 8th. You see? I feel maybe there is a ranking bias against black players or is it
African
just
players, you see
African?
African players in general, not even really black players. You see African players in general, there's a ranking bias against African players. But like, I keep standing my ground, top three. No African players since after Jojo carried Balon d'Or, no African players come out top three for Balon d'Or. And I'm still standing my ground. Even if that season Osimhen carried Napoli to win their first ever Serie A trophy. If Osimhen had won the AFCON, finished highest goal scorer in AFCON, highest goal scorer in Serie A, I still bet you brother they will not still give that award to Osimhen.
Now let's go back to 2009.
Okay.
Where Samuel Eto'o finished fifth in the Balon d'Or.
Okay.
He won the treble with Barcelona.
Yes.
He was their highest goal scorer.
Yes.
Scored in the Champions League
Yes.
final, but they still gave it to Messi.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
He won La Liga,
Yes, he won the
Copa
treble.
del Rey,
Yes.
and UCL
Yes.
that same season. And that same season, to Messi did the same thing.
Yes, and he was the highest goal scorer for Barcelona.
And he finished fifth.
Yes.
I think that was the season that Messi brilliance in terms of football came up. That was the season. Now, if
I think Messi was it 22 after that?
yes, was it 22?
I think it was 22. Because by age 23, he already had 3 Ballon d'Or.
Good. So I think that was the season that Messi's dominance in world football came to be. That was the season Messi's dominance in world football came to be. But I don't want to use that one as a yardstick, saying, oh, Samuel Eto'o won Copa del Rey, La Liga, and UCL. The question is, what did Messi also do? Because they played for the same club, right? What did Messi also do? What were his goal contributions? What were his individual brilliance in that aspect? You understand? So I don't want to use that one as a basic or as a yardstick and say, oh, okay, it's Samuel Eto'o that come up top 3 alongside with Messi and the rest of them. But instead they came up fifth. Because if you watch that era, that period, Messi was giving everything back to back.
Yes.
Without relenting. His individual brilliance, his goal contribution, even his goals that season was giving. So I've not used that one as a yardstick. No, I've not used that one as a yardstick. But removing that aspect, every other time that our players has finished less than top 3, every time our players has finished less than top 3 in the Balon d'Or, is pure bias.
Okay.
It's pure bias.
For me, I feel 09 was the most significant time
for Samuel Eto'o.
Yes, for an African to win the Balon d'Or because yes, Messi was young and he was showing his brilliance that time. As at that same time, they were playing for the same team, but he won the treble. He was the top scorer for Barcelona after that season.
Okay.
He was the highest goal scorer for Barcelona.
Yes.
He scored in the Champions League final. Even if he was not going to win it, top 3 was the easiest position for him for that time.
Yes,
but he was given 5th.
Yes.
So I think in history, that part is the most significant for me, I feel.
For me, I feel 2004, that Samuel Eto'o came out 5th. He won La Liga with Barcelona and also won AFCON with Cameroon. Now, I was telling you, if I venture the AFCON was like FIFA rates AFCON as one of the biggest tournaments.
Yes.
Tell me why Samuel Eto'o finished 5th. After his performance in the AFCON with Cameroon and his performance with Barcelona winning the league, why did Samuel Eto'o finish 5th? It's just purely that there is big bias on African players when it comes to the Balon d'Or. There is big bias.
And after that time too, Didier Drogba finished well as outside the top 10 positions because she was in the Champions League final with Monaco after that 04 too. So 09, 04, those are 2 significant periods where we feel African players should rank higher in the Balon d'Or. How about 05? 05, yes, Didier Drogba finished 8th. That 05, and he came to the Premier League after that time. He won the Premier League that season.
Yes.
I think he was the highest goal scorer too. as at that time. He finished 8th. What do you think?
Musa Wete finished fourth.
Yes, at
Yes.
05, yes.
As at that time,
Yes.
finished fourth. So I think that time also is also another era that at least an African too would have come up in top 3 because he had the La Liga influence, he had Champions League influence, everything, but yet he still came out fourth. The number came out 8th. That was also another significant year that I feel an African would have also been, even if we don't win it, what is stopping us from reaching top 3? You understand? What is stopping us from reaching what top 3? This will lead me to ask, do you ever think an Africa would win the let me say, do you ever think an Africa would finish top 3 or win the Balon d'Or?
It will be very difficult.
Why?
It will be very difficult because the most talented African players are playing for European countries.
Okay.
So that one already is a major barrier that will block Africans from winning Balon d'Or.
Because I play for European
countries.
Okay. Let's remove those ones that are playing for Europe. Let's use our own players that are playing for us. You understand? The players that are here with us that are playing, like the likes of Osimhen, the likes of Amad Diallo. Just name, as much as African players you can mention Sadio Mane, Riyad Mahrez, Mo Salah, Ainuri. Just mention them. Hakimi finished how many? That I think Hakimi came out 5th.
Yes, let me check.
I think the year that Messi carried it, he came out 5th.
Yes, I believe so. He was.
Yes.
I don't think he came out 5th. I don't think he came out 5th. I think he was top 10, something like that.
Top 10, but it was not among top 5 or top 4. You can imagine. Guess what? What do you call it? League On, he was there. Champions League, he was there. Super Cup, he was there. Down to the Club World Cup finals, he was there. Morocco, I think Morocco even advanced to the semi-final to the World Cup. Come on now.
Yes, Morocco were 4th place in the World Cup.
Come on.
He finished 8th in that season.
8th. And they said he's the best sport in the world. And they call him the best sport in the world right now. Come on.
She's supposed to be the best. She's not the best right back in the world, actually.
Who's better than Hakimi currently in the world?
I will not go there. I will not go as far as calling him the best right back in the world because
who would you want to place?
It's James.
No, I know you will call it James. I just know you will call it James. But with that, of course, I'm a Chelsea fan.
Yeah,
I love my captain. I love James. I don't want to be biased.
If you're going talent, if you're going the most talented.
If you say the most talented, yes, we'll call it James because he has the pass. He has
everything.
The defensive mindness.
He has
ball intelligence. And the rest of you moving forward. He can, like currently, Malaka was using as a midfielder.
Yes.
All round, he can go to the midfielder, even beat your best midfielder.
Yes.
And still come back to the right back and still perform very well.
Yes.
You understand? But looking at Hakimi
based on availability.
Consistency. Yes. Hakimi has been consistent for the PSG side. Back to back.
James has also been consistent for Chelsea whenever he's around.
But he's always prone to injuries.
Yes.
James has not played a full season for Chelsea.
That's why I say
availability. He has not played a full season for Chelsea.
Excluding his first season for Chelsea.
Yes, his first season.
Yes. Now, that's why I made mention of availability. You understand me? Yeah, that's why I clearly mentioned availability. Because if you're talking about talent, James is better than him. Because James is when we're talking about the archetype or the prototype for a complete fullback, it is Reece James. You cannot call, I doubt if you can call another.
Yes.
In the history of the game, offensively, defensively, otherwise, Reece James is the most complete fullback ever. But when it comes to availability, you can have Hakimi. But
I agree with you on that.
Last season also, I still felt Hakimi could have
Yes, at
gone
least,
higher
yes, to have
in
gone
the
higher
Ballon d'Or.
with the Balon
I
d'Or.
don't think he came out top 10.
Yes, that no, he
I
didn't.
don't think he came out top 10
He
because
didn't.
he was fantastic for PSG last season. They won 5 trophies
Yeah.
altogether. They won the Intercontinental, La Liga, I'm sorry, I say La Liga, League
League
One
One.
trophy, Coupe de France, Champions League, Super Cup.
Minutes.
Yeah. So they won almost everything last season. So I felt he could have been higher. His teammates were higher.
Yes.
His teammates were higher. He contributed immensely, goals, assists, everything to that PSG side. So personally, I feel last season the ranking of the Ballon d'Or wasn't too fair to
Yes.
Hakimi.
Yes.
Yes. So do you feel African players should do more? Do you feel like
What are we not doing? That's the question I want to ask you. What are we not doing? Like, what is the more? I don't like this question. I don't know why. I don't like this question. What is the more that they want African players to do that they are not doing currently?
Okay, do you feel like African players should win more Ballon d'Or? Should win more Champions League to be considered for the Ballon d'Or position?
Should
Like,
be more Champions League.
yes.
The ones that the other ones, what happened to it?
Like,
Eto, Drogba, all of them.
Drogba won about twice, a bit 3 times. Drogba won.
Drogba won. Later, people can spark up. I think so. Like
most times in the Champions League, in the final,
Sadio Mane, Mo Salah, they won. Mahrez won. Yes.
Mahrez won once. Mo Salah, Sadio Mane won once. So Hakimi has won it once. Now, when Madrid won it 3 times, there was no African player in that team.
So sorry, I feel the reason why from I think what's year 2-5 or 2-8 downward, why an African player did not even come at the top. That was the era of Ronaldo and Messi. We watched very well.
Yes.
That was the era of Ronaldo and Messi taking the award back to back. It's just in between that, I think one time was what is his name? Rodri. One time was this other Benzema. One time was which other person again that picked Modric that picked the award. Aside from all those times, one person picked the award. Most of those eras were Ronaldo and Messi. And if you watch very well in those eras, would you tell me that there was not an African player that was also performing well in those eras?
Okay, for that era, that era was the era of Real Madrid carrying it back to back 3 times. Pep's Barca winning it. I think they won it about 2 times or so. It's difficult because in Pep's Barcelona, I think in his last season there was no African player in that squad. In his Man City team too, there's no African player in that squad. As at when they won the Champions League. Same thing goes for the Real Madrid 3-6 team too. There was no African player in that squad. During that time, Bayern Munich 2013, I don't think there was an African player in that squad too. Chelsea 2012 was the only time where we had Michael Essien but Michael Essien in that team. 2012, yes. Where we had Mikel Obi. Yes. Mikel Obi was the only African player in that team. Then when we won in 2021 too, the only African player in our squad as at that time was Edumendi. Yes. Our goalkeeper is Edumendi. Yes. So you can see most of the times maximum 2 African players won. Most of the time there are no African players in the team. So that also brings to my question, whereby I think maybe do African players need to perform more to be part of these teams that are always in the Champions League finals?
Let's look at 2017.
Okay.
Sadio Mane was Liverpool UCL finalist.
Yes.
Carried AFCON.
Yes.
But he finished 7th in the Balon d'Or. Why? They said he was being overshadowed by Messi and Ronaldo rivalry. Which So in 2017, we had Sadio Mane,
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool UCL finalist,
Mm-hmm.
AFCON finalist, and yet he finished seventh place. 2019, we had Sadio Mane again, Champions League winner, Premier League golden goal, and he finished fourth place. I feel that 2019 was the era that people felt even if Sadio Mane did not win, should have been in
Top
top
three.
three.
Yes,
But
yes.
yet, they gave it to one of their goats and said that person was the one that deserved the trophy. Now, 2021, for Salah, he was arguably the best player in the world for that part of the season,
Yes.
but yet he finished seventh place. Why was that reason that he didn't have any major trophy for that period? He didn't have any major trophy. Now, 2022, Sadio Mane again won AFCON, won Bundesliga. Okay, 2022, Sadio Mane finished second place
In AFCON.
in I say Osimhen, in Balon D'or
2017.
2022.
2020. I don't think so.
Carry Balon d'Or, sorry, carry Bundesliga
Yes.
and won AFCON. Where did he finish? Someone was never among the top 12, top 4.
See, the argument at that time was that he didn't do much in that Bundesliga mini title season because um, they were lucky enough to win the Bundesliga on the last day and at that season. It was supposed to be, I think, was it Dortmund also that supposed to win the Balon d'Or, but they missed. I'm sorry, I said Balon d'Or, Bundesliga, but they just missed out on it in the last day of the season. Bayern Munich just clinched the title in the last day of the season. So Thomas Tuchel was the coach of Bayern Munich at that time. So at that 2022, there was an argument that maybe they did not do enough to win the title at that time. But 2017 was it? 2017 where they won the Champions League. The 2018 they won the Premier League with about 100 points. 2017 they finished second in the Premier League with 97 points.
Yes.
So that 2017 I felt he had to be higher. 2018 he finished fourth, right? That 2017 and 2018 I just felt the ranking is just he deserved to be higher in the ranking. So I believe we have established that definitely there's a bias against African players.
From Drogba to Eto to
Sadio Mane
Mane
to
to Salah, there is a big difference. For instance, our players did not disappear. They have always been there. But you know, the system are not remaining there. That's the system. System is in favor of our players.
Yes, sorry, fact check Mahrez when Man City won the Champions League. They won the treble that season.
Yes.
Where did he finish? Because he was a big part of that Champions League.
I'm not sure Mane is even really do any
No, he was a big part of the Champions League.
Champions League season.
Yes, check.
Mane is at Man City.
Yes. Because he was a big part of that Champions League season.
I'm not sure Mane is even really do any
No, he was a big part of the Champions League.
Champions League season.
Yes, check.
Mane is at Man City.
Yes, his last season at Man City. I believe he was a big part of their Champions League team. He did really well for them in that season in Champions League. He played the finals. In fact, in that treble winning spot, he was a big part of it. Him and Grealish. They were 7-11 that season. So just confirm for me where he ended up Balon d'Or that season. But nevertheless, we have established that definitely there is a bias,
Yes.
and personally, I feel most African players are underrated.
Yes.
Most
very-
African players are underrated. Currently, Hadith, do you feel there's any young maybe striker in Africa that we should keep an eye on, that we can just watch out for in the future if you make a name?
Young striker, young striker, young striker, young striker.
Striker, winger, anyone. Adingra.
Yes.
Sunderland.
Yes.
Okay. For me, I feel Yan Diomande.
Yes.
I'd be close to. Bayern are looking at him at the moment. Liverpool too are looking at him. He, I feel personally, I feel Cote d'Ivoire has a very young core
Yes.
of squad. Yes, because if you look from their back line, Usman Diomande down to their midfield, I made a TikTok on one of their midfield player, 20-year-old Christine Knight. He's a youngster. He's a great player. Guys, you should check him out. For their wing, Amad Diallo has had explanation to Adingra and Nyandi Omande. And I feel South Africa has a very young, solid core for the next AFCON. So they will be one to watch for the next AFCON tournament.
And Marius, yes, Marius played a very big role. Yes.
Where did he end up in Barcelona?
2018 and 2023. He will come out top 10.
Wow.
Until he come out top 10, he was among top 50.
So guys, here it is. We have established that African players are underrated. At this point, guys, we have come to the end of another episode of our Matchday Africa podcast. You can tune in for more.
I was on the FIFA. Two African players.
Yes.
We have good players that are delivering on the highest peak of their career. Please help us. I beg, you are playing with people. Help us. Thank you.
Alright guys, check us out for more amazing content on football, debates, and lots more. Thank you guys.